I said to my husband while coming out from my room after waking up. Did your boss give you another big project or something?
Yeah, Lishan, it's really not that easy to work as a manager in a big company with people who changes their mind like weather these days.
He got up and came near me to give a hug and kiss by saying that he loves me while I was making coffee for him. I was so happy that I had to say that I love him so much and offered the tasty coffee I made for him. In which he took a sip and said,
"It will always be the best coffee I will ever taste." Okay, my loving wife, you are beautiful already, no need to get more beautiful, so can we go now?
Locke said hurriedly while I was getting ready to go to office. I replied him saying yes, and we both together went office after locking our apartment where we were living happily married for 2 years now. I can't believe it's been 2 years now. I met Locke at a Toyland company storeroom accidentally. That's the same company we are both still working, where he works as the manager of Maldives region and I work as IT head. About how I met Locke, it was then I just started working at the company. One morning I had to find a PC graphic card which I forgot to send request to inventory to buy it. So, I had to check out the storeroom of the office. Well, I went in there but I didn't see anybody, so I went directly to room of IT equipment which was stored separately. I started checking each of them by taking cover of every PC using the plus screwdriver I brought it with me. It made a lot noise which took the attention of the assistant manager who was checking some documents behind 7th drawer. He thought I was a thief. We both got shocked when we saw each other. The day we got married he said that he fell in love with me the day he saw me in that storeroom. How romantic. Okay, I had a crush on him starting from that day, but he was the one who came forward and said he loves me. Even he asked me to marry. Guess where he asked me to marry? In that old storeroom of the office, which is now very clean, very well managed gallery hall. The famous toys produced by Toyland Company is displayed in there where all the staffs can visit for free time. Most of the office events are held in there often now. It was almost 2 o'clock. I made phone call to Locke to check if he is going to home or he has extra work. But he did not pick the call. So, I went to his department to check on him. It seems he went home because he was sick. I got worried. I quickly checked out of the office and went home. I was walking on the stairs and reached the 2nd floor of our apartment. The door was open. How could the door be open? The question ran through my mind so quickly because we always keep our doors locked. I went inside cautiously because I already assumed a thief was inside my apartment. When I went in, you will never believe what I saw. Every furniture in our apartment was out of the place and some are torn apart. I went to the balcony, it was the same, even the flower pots were destroyed. But still no sign of Locke, neither anybody else. Suddenly I heard a phone call coming from the kitchen. I went in and I saw a Nokia small phone right there on our dining table, ringing repeatedly. I was afraid to pick up because that's definitely not our phone. I answered the call but I didn't say a word. Then a voice came through from the other side calling my name.
Lishan? Are you there? I know it's you. You are probably guessing who did such destruction to your lovely apartment, isn't it? Well, it was me.
Who are you? Why did you torn apart my apartment? What do you want? I asked so many questions in one breath because I was so confused.
Well, not so fast. But I like the last question, and I have an answer for that. I want you to steal $1 million from your own company and bring it to a location I tell you. Simple as that.
The man replied with relaxed voice. I started laughing and replied, You're joking? Isn't it? The man on the phone said seriously.
No dear, I am not. I am bloody serious about what I just said.
I started getting scared and worried.
What makes you think I would do that? There is no way I am doing that.
I said it very courageously. The man started laughing and said,
Oh dear, you got no choice but to do that, or while I am forgetting to provide you the most important information. I have your husband, I kidnapped him. If you doesn't do anything as I say, he gonna get tortured and killed. More importantly, if you tell about this to anyone else, especially police, you will find your dead husband body within an hour.
I started mumbling on the phone.
What? No, don't do that. I will do whatever you say, but I will need assurance that he is alive.
He voice said it with a serious tone.
Fine by me, here you go.
He called out loudly saying to bring Locke. As I heard Locke from so far while he was trying to resist to oblige their order. It was then the man on the phone said to Locke that I was on the phone if he wants to talk. Locke started talking as fast as he can.
Lee, don't do anything they say, just go to police. Stay under their protection. Promise me you will not do anything to save me, please?
When I kept hearing Locke's voice, I couldn't stop the tears that was filled in my eyes. It came running through my cheeks when he started begging me to not to do anything to save him. I said it with a cracked voice.
Locke, I can't let you die. You are all I have. I have no one else in my life except you. I will do anything and everything to save. Just don't try to fight back and stay calm and safe, please. I will do what the man was asking for. I can do that. I will just hack the account and transfer the money. It's just that simple.
No. Lee, no. You will go to jail for that.
Locke started begging. I interrupt him saying,
But I will be saving you.
Lee, don't do it.
Locke's voice went away suddenly from the phone. It was then the man took phone from Locke's and started talking to me again.
You better not involve police in this matter. Like I said before, if you tell anyone, your husband will end up dead. And I know you don't want that to happen.
The man chuckled after the threat he just made to me. He call ended there and I went down on my knee crying out so loud. I didn't know what to do. I was so scared that my body started shaking so fast.
Not this again.
I said it myself. I calmed myself and picked up the blue sofa in the living room and sat down in it. I kept planning every single move in my mind from now on. I got up and moved my hand to the back corner of sofa and clicked a switch which opened the sofa down part. I started taking out knives and guns from inside there. I put it all in the kitchen counter when I counted 6 guns with 13 magazine of bullets and 4 knives, different size including a small knives toolbox. I went inside my room, changed my clothes to all black and covered my face except eyes and wore black boots. When I came out, I took my laptop from my room. I set my laptop also in the kitchen counter and connected my phone with it to track the number that called me. Damn it. The phone was switched off so I couldn't do anything. I started looking thoroughly to my apartment to check if the kidnappers left any clue mistakes but couldn't find anything. I started thinking about my past. I wished my team were here today. But they couldn't because I lost all of them in a mission we went on Vietnam. We were on an abandoned shopping mall searching for some terrorists. I was near the intercom set up outside the mall when the whole mall blew into ashes. It was a real reason I left that part of past. I couldn't bear the loss of my team, my family I had that time. So, I left that job, erased all the information on me being on that job and came far away to Maldives and applied a job in Toyland company which I got in right away. That where I met my next family, my husband, and I feel like I am about to lose him. It was then the Nokia phone that kidnappers left for me started ringing again.
I went near it and stared at it a little bit and then answered it.
Oh, hello, my dear. Ready to transfer my money and save your husband?
The man chuckled. I wanted to say something opposite, but it was my husband's life on the line, so I had to say yes. After hearing my answer, he started explaining everything from smallest to the bigger things. He wanted me to steal some money from the office vault and deliver it to a certain address before midnight. They already know the office vault location, including the guard schedules. The Toyland office vault in Maldives was separated from the working office last month. I wondered that this kidnappers might have been planning this for a month. I went to the laptop directly to check where the phone call was coming from because I set a tracking before I took the call. It shows the spot of mail. Well, I got you. I said it after giving a grin on my face. I was so relieved to get the phone call location, I didn't wait for a minute. I looked the watch, it was already 5:30 p.m. I went to my room, came out with a laptop bag. After putting my laptop with the charger to it, I added all the bullet magazines to it except 3. Because I needed those magazines to fill 3 of the gun on the counter. I took my big size handbag to put the 3 guns and 3 knives to it. One knife I placed in my thigh after putting a belt. I took the small knives toolbox and placed some from it in my boots inside socks, inside the hand under the dress. It was all covering because I was wearing a long sleeve tip-toe black dress. I hoped no police would notice my bag with all the guns. It's literally illegal in Maldives. I smuggled all of it and I carved the knives as an attacking knives from the knives I used in the kitchen. I started murmuring myself. I got out of my apartment and didn't bother to lock it even. I went directly to our motorcycle and used my double key to start it. In no time, I was near the location I traced from the call. I was so shocked when myself was standing right in front of my office. I did even check twice to be sure if I was in the correct location. The kidnapper might kept locked inside the office, but why would he do that? I had full of confusion when I decided to go into through a window after breaking it when no guard was around at that area. As I had the control of alarm system of office, I turned it off before smashing the rock to the window. Every light in the office was off and no sound was heard except the server running sound. It was really kinda dark that I didn't even notice some of the balloons that was placed aside in the hallway. Who would have done that? The kidnappers took this office as a hostage place? What is happening? I had tons of questions when I kept mumbling myself. It was then I remembered I had a secret camera server system set up in the old store which no one knows, not even Locke and head of the office. I think it's not a surprise to anyone that I had that, as I was a former secret agent. Well, it's in my DNA anyway. I went to the storeroom hall quietly cause I did not wanted them to know I was here. I was shocked again to find the storeroom had its light on. Oh, it must be kidnappers. They are in the storeroom. What am I gonna do now? I had to redo my plan as to turn off the light and burge in the hall with night vision goggle in my eye and guns in my hand. I turned the light off, hold my breath when I kept hearing people murmur sound inside the hall. I was right in front of the door when someone opened the door. I pushed the person inside the hall and without hesitation I shot him in the head. I saw only few people and couldn't really recognize Locke from there, so I decided to call his name. But what I didn't know was that the person who answered was not Locke. But I was so fast in my actions I shot all the other people except the person who was standing where the sound came from. The person kept calling,
Stop! Stop!
But I brought my gun down after shooting everyone in front of me. It was then the light came on and some people who came running from the hallway entered the storeroom. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Some of my colleagues in the office were lying on the floor with the bullets I shot them, including my husband Locke. Everyone that came from outside ran to them when I was froze in the middle of the hall. Hey kept screaming.
Call an ambulance. Fast. Please fast.
I went down on my knees while staring at my husband. I was sitting in an investigation room of Maldives Police Service. I kept seeing my husband and then the colleagues' faces over and over again. I told everything to the person who came to question me, including how I got the weapons and about kidnapping call. It was him who explained me that my husband in the office was preparing a surprise party for me. But they wanted to prank me, that's why they called me saying they kidnapped my husband. It was then an officer came to the door to inform that all the people I shot, including my husband, died during the surgeries. I broke out of tears and kept crying for I don't know how long. Until the officer told me the consequences of my actions will be going jail for life. Well, they shouldn't have tried to fool me.